down more than 35% year to date, and the company now set to report earnings next week. Analysts divided on where the stock's heading from here. So is the investment committee, it turns out. Bryn long, White short. Bryn, make your case. Why should we still believe in this stock?
Now, you should never judge a book by its cover, but I just want to conduct a poll here. We just heard that one of these people is short Tesla stock and one is long Tesla stock. If that's all you knew, who would you guess is what? Who's long and who's short? Yeah, no, I totally wouldn't have any intuition about that either.
Story.
Well, the stock right now doesn't look good. So let's just separate the two, the stock from the company.
Wow, I'm impressed already. The logic out of the gates, differentiating Tesla stock versus the actual company. Something a lot of quote-unquote investors seem incapable of doing when the stock's down.
No mistake, the chart looks terrible. Don't forget that in January of 2023, I bought it around 120. This stock got to, I think, $100 during the early part of one day of trading, and that's with earnings estimates of $5 for full year 23. So we're not even going to sniff that this year. So this stock could go lower. Let me make that clear. It looks broken right now. Why I would not what I wouldn't discount is Elon, because I think he's one of the most, prolific innovators and engineers of our time. With SpaceX, literally, I think NASA would be defunded with what he's done with energy storage and EVs, and then at Neuralink. And so I do think, though, he is going to have right now between this earnings report, which will be bad, and the shareholder package, I think it's very murky right now, because make no mistake, part of this valuation is based on sentiment and also valuations, margins, and earnings expanding. So I see absolutely why Steve is short. I don't think he's going to be short long term. I think it's probably a trade, but I think longer time we will get some clarity, and this will be over the next few months a potentially good opportunity to add or buy to the position.
Well, for what it's worth, I still continue to buy with every spare cent. With a long-term horizon, a decade plus, seems like the deal of the century to me. Of course, only time will tell.
I'm not trying to be difficult with this, is that as a fiduciary of her investors' capital, how could she invest in a company where there is no governance, there is no independent voice of the board?
Well, this is shaping up to be quite the classic. Steve here, low-key, taking a few shots at Bryn. Not trying to be a dick, but let me be a dick. How could you possibly invest your client's money in this when the company's terrible, Elon bad, etc.? Look forward to their clapback.
Where they've gone out and made an acquisition like Solar City, right, to stop it from failing because it was his brother's company, and because the federal government told SpaceX, you've got to stop buying Solar City bonds with the money we're giving you for R&D, where he's tried to buy, used Tesla.
Right, this is so good. We've got the full Tesla Q tinfoil hat. Thesis right now, going down the entire bullet point list. This is amazing. The cherry on top will be if he describes full self-driving as a fraud or a lie or something along those lines. Let's see.
So to buy material for his house, the windows, where he wants a $55 billion pay package, and where we saw Jack Dorsey with 2 companies, we've got Elon Musk with multiple companies that all require a sign. Plus, there's the allegations, and we saw it on Joe Rogan's broadcast, of drug use. So
fuck me, dude. He's lit for about 50 spot 5 now, so there's no possibility of Bryn addressing him individually. It's a classic debating tactic from people who don't play fair. They don't fight fair. I note so far, by the way, nothing that Steve has said has centered around Tesla, the company, or their execution. Just bug, lies, misinformation, hearsay, rumours, allegations, and falsehoods regarding Elon's character. A lot of saying things without saying them, suggesting something, is this the best he's got? He's very focused on Elon, as opposed to Tesla. Just me. I mean, he could have said margins are collapsing, there's no demand, the competition's coming. EVs are not the future, hybrids are. None of that. There's zero. This seems personal to me.
How does a fiduciary own this company with anti-shareholder governance repeatedly time after time after time? Is it?
Did he just...
I am driving.
Daddy, where's the camera?
No, I am driving. Do not distract me.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Daddy.
Did he just say anti-shareholder governance? Let me see here. What was I paying for Tesla stock back in 2016? That would be $13 per share, $16 per share, $17 per share, $16 per share, $13 per share, $13 per share, $12 per share. How about 17? $15 per share, $20 per share. What about 2018? $17, 18, 17, 16. How about 2019? 18, 17, 16, 15, 13, $12 per share. What are we at now? A 10x from there? If by anti-shareholder you mean pro-shareholder, I mean I've 10x my investment here, and then some. I'm still buying, and you better fucking believe I'm going to be revisiting what I was paying in 2022, 23, 24 at the end of this decade. It's a very strong allegation here. Again, not discussing the company, but seeming to suggest there's a problem with leadership. They don't have investors' best interests at heart. What the fuck, bro? Steve, this seems very personal, which, spoiler alert, seems to be the case without exception among all Tesla short sellers. It's never about the company. It's always about Elon. If I didn't know any better, and I obviously do, but if I didn't know any better, I would probably suggest possibly, and I'm no psychologist, but if I put my armchair psychologist hat on for a moment, I might suggest that these folks shorting Tesla stock, curiously enough, all men, possibly see in Elon Musk what they wish was present in themselves, feel inferior, and as a cope, they decide the guy's terrible, he's a horrible human, he's dishonest, he's a fraud, he's trying to destroy investor value, he's an incompetent leader, Elon bad, therefore I'm not a loser, I don't hate myself. Oh, fuck you, Elon, I'm shorting Tesla stock. It just seems to be a recurring theme, and I just wonder maybe if there's just some sort of projection of insecurities onto Elon among many of these short sellers who, for whatever reason, just always seem to be attacking Musk and his character. Oh, the groceries have dropped this, as opposed to talking about the company and being short the company. In other words, it seems like 95+% of the Tesla short sellers are not short Tesla.
This is the problem man case. What's great about this case, as well as keeping the phone protected, is it actually has inbuilt magnetic rings there, which makes it even easier to attach to our vent mount. As you can see, the charger's not going anywhere. Easy that. Water suction with screen car mount as well. But yours, it's full of pads on there.
They're short Elon because they hate Elon, because they hate themselves.
Isn't it worth just passing on this and going to something you don't have to explain owning?
Yeah, well, I own this personally, first of all. This is a personal position. So I think, we love to own broad-based ETFs, the majority of our client base. So this is not a fiduciary decision. This is my decision. And so I think that, what you're pointing out, I mean, these things, I think you just don't like Elon. And so I think that if...
Oh, shit! She said the thing that's accurate. Bro, nailed it. What was I just saying about this seeming to be personal? He's just hit it out of the fucking park. Facts have been spat. Clearly we have somebody here with at least some emotional intelligence, enough to be able to detect Steve, like most Tesla short sellers, just don't like Elon. God damn, this is brutal. I love it.
You separate yourself and say, look at this company. Well, I think that's the truth, right?
I'm not showing you sentiments. Everything I said is a fact, Britt. It's a fact.
I know, but why does he's a grown man, and the Joe Rogan thing is just like strange, and that was years ago.
Not just Joe Rogan.
So I think that if you just look at the company, and when you still look at the two companies where the best engineers want to work, is our SpaceX and Tesla. Because this is not an Elon show as well, although it feels that way. He has to be able to retain top talent. And I think as it relates to Tesla specifically, being pragmatic about the company, as I said, the chart looks